Don't forget about me. Besides, it'd be cool to say I can talk with a famous writer. Liao Kexin was taken aback, thinking, does he really believe in me? Does he think I have what it takes to become famous? But deep inside, she was happy. This was the kind of support she had always sought. She quickly wrote her email on a piece of paper and handed it to Li Shulai, telling him, I only check my email once a week at the computer lab. Li Shulai knew that in the present day, the internet was still in its early stages, and people were only beginning to use email. But having Liao Sensei's contact information was more than enough for him. Excited, he grinned and asked, May I escort you to the door? After they reached the gate, Liao Kexin smiled and said, You can just call me Liao Kexin or Kexin. She thanked him for everything. Li Shulai, with a sincere look, told her, Never stop writing. This life is yours and only yours. Don't let anyone control you and keep moving forward. Your readers will always support you. Hearing his words, Liao Kexin blushed slightly and nodded. I will, she promised. With that, Li Shulai said goodbye and told her he'd see her later. After she left, he returned to the computer lab, deep in thought. In this era, where mobile phones don't exist and instant messaging apps aren't popular yet, even QQ, the Chinese messenger app, won't be available for another year. Since Du Yueteng had only recently started his business, Li Shulai saw this as the perfect opportunity to win him over. However, the problem was that Du Yueteng was located in S-City, so Li Shulai would have to travel there later to convince him. He needed to come up with a solid plan right away on how to gain Du's trust. Before diving into his strategy, he sent an email to Liao Kexin, wondering when she would respond. Meanwhile, at her desk, Liao Kexin was busy working when a new email notification popped up on her computer. She clicked on it and saw a long message from Li Shulai. The email read, Dear friend, I hope my words bring you the encouragement and motivation you're seeking to keep chasing your dreams. Let me start by saying that your works are amazing. Every time I read them, I can feel the magic in every word. Please have faith in your skills and talent. Whenever you find it hard to continue, remember that every writer faces failure and difficulties. I believe you have what it takes to become a great writer, and I look forward to seeing you shine like a star in this world. Your dreams will blossom even on the driest soils. Your silent fan, Li Shulai. Upon reading this, Liao Kexin felt a surge of happiness. She thought to herself, this guy, he's really afraid I might stop writing. However, doubt crept in as she recalled showing one of her novels to her literature tutor. The tutor had harshly critiqued her work, saying, This novel is poorly written. It lacks the ability to connect emotionally and is riddled with logical flaws. The tutor advised her not to waste time on it and to focus on something more meaningful. Worse still, the tutor had tossed her novel onto the floor, declaring, Writing such uninspired and worthless articles is meaningless. Don't go down the wrong path. Liao Kexin wondered, maybe the tutor didn't appreciate my work. But could readers like Li Shulai see it differently? Feeling motivated by his kind words, she sent a reply. I will keep working hard and persevere in chasing my dreams. No matter what difficulties I may encounter on this journey, I will always remember your encouragement and support as I move forward. Shortly after, Li Shulai responded quickly, asking her if she was in class. Liao Kexin was surprised by his fast reply, thinking, Is he waiting in the computer lab? The last time I saw him was also in the computer lab building. Curious, she wrote back, Are you free? Want to grab lunch together at the cafeteria? Li Shulai agreed, replying, I'll be waiting for you in front of the computer lab building. Liao Kexin smiled and replied, Okay, I'll meet you there. A moment later, downstairs in front of the computer lab building, they met as planned, ready to share a meal and a conversation. Liao Kexin met with Li Shulai and shyly told him, I've recently written a draft of a novel, and I'd really like your feedback on it. Li Shulai, upon reading the draft, was taken aback. This draft? Isn't this the beginning of my favorite novel, Dust of the Heart? He thought in disbelief. I can't believe I'm seeing it so early, in 1998. I remember every line of it. It's filled with memorable quotes that people used in their QQ statuses. And she won countless awards for this novel, even coming close to being nominated for the Nobel Prize. Liao Kexin, seeing his surprise, asked nervously, Do you also think it's poorly written? Li Shulai blinked, confused. Poorly written? What do you mean? Liao Kexin explained. My literature tutor said this piece was poorly written and advised me to stop working on it. Her voice was filled with uncertainty as she continued, I just need to know your opinion on it as a reader. Is it really that shallow? I mean, I really like it. Is it really that bad? She looked at him with genuine concern in her eyes. Hearing this, Li Shulai recalled reading in an interview that the beginning of Dust of the Heart had been harshly rejected by Liao Kexin's tutor, who said it was worthless. She had almost buried the manuscript. Thankfully, she loved it so much that a few years later she sought out a new publisher, saving this masterpiece from being lost. Li Shulai moved closer to her and said with confidence, "I think this is very good, but some of the writing techniques and ideas might be ahead of their time. Those who can appreciate it will find it excellent, but others might think it's too different or ordinary. Have you ever read Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby? When it was first published, many people didn't think much of it. But after World War I, its forward-thinking ideas made it an instant success. A gem always shines brightly." Hearing Li Shulai's words, a sweet smile appeared on Liao Kexin's face. She asked eagerly, "Could you give me some advice on how to improve it?" Li Shulai's heart raced. I can't dare give her advice. What if I accidentally change her writing style and affect her entire career? That would be an unforgivable mistake. He took a deep breath and replied, "The best advice I can offer is to stay true to your original concept and keep on the path you've chosen. Don't let anyone steer you away from what you believe in.